I don't know what's going
Why
on.
did Floyd Mayweather fight Deji?
Like, there's so many people here, and I can't really interact with them unless I want to kill them.
Well, the endless the possibilities are
Hindi
endless.
pa natuto na ba? Tulo-tulo.
What's up, peeps? Jeesh, we're back with another one. Welcome to Bootleg Culture. My boys Tyler and Tyra. What you saying?
Yo, man, I'm all good. Feel like it's been a while since I spoke to you. To be fair,
It has been a while actually since the last one.
About a week and a half, I think.
What about you, Tyra? What you been up to? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute for me still. Just work's been mad, and yeah, but out here we're back together. We're gonna do another episode. It's nice to see you, man. I know you, man, have been on holidays and stuff. Hopefully, we're all back, refreshed, relaxed.
Yes,
Let's go.
I think it was just the last episode actually that we were talking about Raul being on holiday. So I mean,
Yeah, so
somebody goes on holiday
another
a bit
one.
too much.
This man's always jet setting.
Too much or something.
My bank balance doesn't agree with the amount of holidays. Let's be honest.
You must be taking extra holiday days at work. I don't know, either that or
What do you mean? I've got none left.
When does it refresh? Not the end of the year.
January.
Oh, not financial,
Nah,
not the financial quarter. No.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sticky one.
Have you got no holidays over Christmas? When does the office?
Yeah, so obviously I got holidays I booked over Christmas.
Okay.
Calm.
I thought you were saying that you had nothing. Mine refreshed in October, which is kind of nice, but it's dangerous.
Ooh,
October?
Nice. Yeah,
It's-
but
Yo.
yeah.
because you could rinse
so
four. You could
I
rinse
could
4
done
to
them
6 really easily. Like,
But I've always got enough left for Christmas. I have enough for Christmas, which is nice, you know.
and then
It's
none
actually a nice
until
setup, but
October.
That's their plan. Then they got me in all summer.
Yeah,
Grinding.
they know what they're doing.
But no, so yeah, I mean, it's good to have you both back here again. Obviously, today's episode is where we talk about AI, like the whole AI culture, AI in music, gaming, potentially films, social media, just general AI technology, and just some of our takes on stuff and some interesting things that we've seen over the last few weeks, months, or even the year. But I'm excited to do this episode. I think AI is a super, I say underrated topic. I think everyone thinks that they understand like capabilities of AI, and I'm not saying that I do either. But it's just like endless what could actually be done with AI.
A lot of people know what AI is, and a lot of people don't. And I think even the people that know what AI is don't really fully know what it is, bro. Like it's this. It's almost like this organism that's constantly growing and changing, and the more people use it and the more people adapt their businesses around it, the bigger and crazier it's gonna get.
Yeah, it's like feeding a beast, basically. It's
100%.
like huge beast at the moment, and you got to think where we started in the lockdown and when everyone started talking about the applications of AI more in regards with metaverse and how that went, and how Facebook as a company are now focusing solely on AI application rather than the metaverse now, and they changed their whole name to Meta. Kind of gives you an indication of where things may be going. Yeah, it's wild, very wild.
Yeah, another name change soon. Yeah, change their name to AI.
It probably will. You know, when that done, you know what he's like. Man's there talking about he's gonna fight Elon. He's gonna fight.
The name, that's what I'm saying. The name AI, they'll have to fight over it. That's what they should do. The prize is they get to change the name of their company to AI.
Do you reckon they're actually gonna fight?
Why has Mark Zuckerberg got a frigging cage in his back garden now?
Mark Zuckerberg's he's really about that life. He's really about that life. Like he's been training with John Jones. Why is he training with John Jones? That's a serious don. Like,
what's that film called? Is it the Social Network film?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The one about Facebook.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
waiting for that sequel where he turns into a
Trust
fucking
me.
one Rocky Donny. You know what I'm saying? It's gone from now I've mastered
The social
social
takeover.
media. It's time for me to take over the rest of America.
And he just goes around just
Jesus
It's not a
Christ.
joke.
it just goes around beating up a tech billionaire every day. Like, what's going on? Like, yo, the world's weird. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird.
trust
It's
me.
weird.
Nah,
It's
nah.
weird now, man. Like, it's like some South Park
Uh,
shit.
If they fight, if they actually fight, yeah, I don't know
that will
for them.
change shit. People, next thing you know, Coke started fighting Pepsi. You
You
got the
got
CEO
you
of
got
Coke fighting off the
Biden
CEO of
in
Pepsi.
the ring with Putin. Like, yo, what's going on now? What is
No,
going
no,
on?
no, no,
That's not
no,
even a
no.
fair
Why?
fight.
No, no.
No, it's
Why are
not
we
a fair
getting to
fight.
that
Biden's getting
level?
stomped out.
No, no. Why we even getting to that kind of level though? In like the world where like that's not far off everyone. We've got YouTubers fighting real boxers right now
Yeah, yeah.
as we speak. It's
It's
madness.
actually mad.
I
It's
don't know
actually
what's
mad.
going
Why did
on.
Floyd Mayweather fight Deji? Why did Deji even think he could step in the ring with Floyd Mayweather for 3 rounds?
That's the most ridiculous shit
That
I've ever
just
heard.
sounds
Like,
ridiculous, Tyler. I didn't even know that even friggin' happened. That's crazy.
It happened, yeah, Taro, that what in Dubai, yeah, and on the same card there was Tommy Fury fighting against another guy in an exhibition match who was like a world champion. It was a bit mad. This was a while ago now, but
Why are these champs here
yeah,
fighting actual bums? I'm sorry, like in
they must
regards.
get P. That's why they're
yeah,
getting
they must
bread.
get
They're getting bread.
actually bread,
But
bread. Bro.
anyway, back to AI. Back to AI. Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
these boxing fights, yeah, they're all for the games. But who knows? Even soon we might see an AI generated boxing fights. You know what I'm saying? So you're betting on Prime Ali versus Prime Mayweather in
that would be
some
lit. That's a business idea. You've just given it away.
copyright that
Do you know what?
copyright.
Yeah, that's what I'm
What's the
saying. Do you
deal?
know what? Yeah, Tyler. Saying that as well with you saying about betting on AI. Now I know that obviously we spoke about poker and such before, and like casinos. How would you feel if it was the case that you could potentially bet on an AI, like an AI simulated like thing, like a match, like a football match or a basketball match or you know whatever in it.
You already
Like
can.
how would
Yeah,
There's virtual horse racing. Like that thing that exists already. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm
yeah,
not
and
saying
you
I'm in
know
the
they've
bookies betting
adopted
on that
AI.
thing, but that's definitely like. I mean, what are they? They're not pre-recorded things, are they? They're generated based on how certain.
But it gets sticky with AI because obviously now they can just get facts and statistics on who's winning and losing, yeah, and they can just rig it even better. They can make it so believable, like it's not even.
Well, it's hard to tell what's real and what's fake with AI. Have you seen like the deepfake
Yeah.
stuff where
Oh,
like
bro,
they
don't
generate videos of celebrities and stuff like that?
just saying the most fucked up shit, or they like changing voices. It'd be like Leo DiCaprio and flipping like Nicki Minaj's voice. It's like, oh, what the hell, man? Why are
I
you
It's
remember when you
crazy.
showed me that video.
Well,
You showed me that video, Rao.
even
Wild.
like the music that's now being generated by AI, it's hard to tell what's like. Okay, if you're a real diehard fan, you probably can hear the difference in certain things. You know what I mean? But it's hard to tell like if it's a real song that's released by the artist or if it's just AI generated music. There was like a couple of months where there was a lot of AI generated music just kind of
Yeah,
popped up.
I think at this moment, how do we know that the artists that we love and are listening to aren't doing it with AI? How do we know that?
Well, I mean, there
Let's be
probably
real.
has
We
been.
wouldn't
Do
know.
you know what? There has probably been like AI used for songwriting in the music industry. I wouldn't be surprised about that.
Well, yeah, I think it was Will I Am way back when he was like Black Eyed Peas
Mm,
days, and he was talking about AI then,
yeah,
and he was saying how it was how it was helping him to come up with songs. Like he would just plug in his voice, and now he's singing the song. That was back then.
That's
yeah.
madness.
So imagine what it is
That's
now.
madness.
So yeah, come on. It's how do we know Drake hasn't actually recorded a song in a booth for the past 3 years? How do we know he ain't just been chilling in fucking where is it? Fucking Calabasas? I don't know where the fuck he lives.
Playing roulette.
Just
This
yeah.
this
And
this man
he's
is
just like
always in
sitting there coming up with lyrics. He then sends it to his little tech engineer, and he just done make a song like that. He ain't even moved from his couch. Disgusting. I know that's what's happening.
That's what I
I
need.
rate
I
it.
need me a Drake AI.
and I rate it.
Trust me, man.
Ain't
If
this
I
one
was that
fair?
good with words, I'd be doing the same shit.
The other stuff though, like how people can just generate. A lot of people can just generate music though now. I say a lot of
Yeah.
people, but there are people who can just generate music of artists that they like, and or even I've seen examples where you take a song by one artist and switch it to be another artist's voice and style.
Yeah. So I've
That's
seen like
interesting stuff as well. You can have the
Pink
maddest
Floyd singing
remixes.
NWA. Fuck the police.
Yes, or the endless the possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. Yeah,
Yeah,
with that, I suppose, and like it's almost like is it the Late Night Show or something with James Cameron? Is it James? What's his name? Not James Cameron. He's turning
Oh,
James
into
James
Corden.
Corden.
Avatar. James Corden. He, I think he does
Sell
like
out.
the reel of musical talents or something like that, where or musical impressions.
Oh yeah. The wheel goes round and you have
Yeah,
to
but
sing
like they don't even need to do
that
that
song.
now. Now they just
Nah.
can AI that up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's
It's done.
crazy. I don't know if that was James Corden or if it was Jimmy Fallon, but
I don't think it was James Corden. I have a feeling it was probably Jimmy Fallon.
yeah, James Corden does the carpool thing, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But man, it's kind of crazy still. Have you had any like AI music that you thought is like good, good?
I don't really listen to AI music too tough. Well, like I said, I don't know. But I think that song that you played that time a few weeks back, that Drake one,
Or
that's
the
really the
Ghostwriter
only one
one.
that I listened to, and I was like, yeah, you know what, this could be a real thing.
Well, it's interesting as well because that is obviously it's a Drake AI song, but it's done by somebody called Ghostwriter,
Yeah, yeah.
who is like an AI musician,
He's almost like a
artist.
Banksy for music.
Yeah, so he just. I mean, I'll play some of it, and I'm not sure if this is copyrightable. I mean, this is also half the problem with this kind of stuff. But I mean, I'll play a little
That's what
bit
I'm
of it.
saying. It's like a sticky area.
There's a C in it.
Even the Metro tag.
I know.
But like, you can't tell that's that.
I mean,
If
you
you
can
to
at
an
some
untrained
points. You can,
ear,
yeah,
you can't tell that that's not Drake. Yeah, I know, but I think the big issue with that actually is it's got the Metro tag at the start.
yeah, yeah.
That's actually his tag. Like it's like copyright and almost you
That is
can't. I feel
copyright.
like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
shouldn't do that. That's almost like what certifies this as like a Metro banger. You know what I mean? I don't want to
Yeah, like
disrespect artists like that. Obviously,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
that's what to me would trick people into listening to the song and thinking it was real, not the song itself. It will be the Metro tag and be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, well it's got a Metro tag on there. It's gotta be Drake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't it be
yeah,
Drake?
yeah.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
It's
that's what I'm
almost like
saying.
this. It's like the certificate for a Rolex. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
got the timeless banger, but you want to prove it's real.
You
You
can't.
better have your
Yeah,
certificate. You know what I'm saying?
you can't be. You can't be putting real tags on there. You know,
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
did like a new
Mucho on the
tag,
track.
mucho on the yeah, whatever. Probably not even in the same style. But
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying, like,
yeah.
if he used the same like voice but just changed the words and like the flow, then yeah, I guess maybe.
Because like if you asked it to do a Pharrell tune, would it do the doom ba-doom 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 ba- you know what I mean before it starts
Yeah,
the
the
Pharrell
four
song?
count.
Yeah,
Yeah, the four count is
but he does a
pretty
full count
signature.
of the actual song in it, so it's not always going to be the same sound.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean,
And he's not
I'd be
the
interested
only
to know for
producer
AI.
to actually use that for stuff.
Yeah, but that's his
That's
his
his
original tag.
signature. You
That's
don't
Yeah.
do it with every song, but
yeah. He does it for the Pharrell bangers.
yeah, yeah. For the when you got that four count at the start, you know this one was cooked up by Pharrell, like
Yeah.
fully cooked up.
This
These were made by the hands of Pharrell.
this
These
one's going to
tunes.
the charts. That's what that
Yeah.
says. Even tunes like even tunes like Happy have got it at the start. You know,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a dun 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 dun. I might
'Cause
be
I'm
crazy, but
happy.
I'm about to
Exactly.
say.
I'm not gonna lie, that
Yeah,
song
man.
had
And I
man
tell
on a
you what,
chokehold.
Big up Pharrell for too
it had
long.
the whole nation on a chokehold.
Not even just one generation, fam. This
Nuh-uh.
transcended generation. That's what
Yeah,
Pharrell
yeah,
does.
yeah,
There.
yeah.
That's what Pharrell does. He makes music for
You're right.
everybody. You gotta respect it.
Don't know about them nerd tunes. I don't know if I'd want kids listening to them.
Which ones?
Like lap dance.
Hey, hey, yo, chill up. NERD's hard. I like NERD.
Yeah,
That's some of his.
they're
That's my
hard.
favorite Pharrell shit. Yeah, like that. NERD's so cold.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm sad that
Nah,
they're
that's
broken up now.
listen.
NERD,
What
yeah.
there's one
No,
tune that was tough.
bruh. They're
She
so
wants to
sick.
move.
She wants to move. Yeah,
Move.
yeah, yeah. She wants
She
to
wants
move.
to groove, but your heart can hurt.
The dogs. Oh my god.
Dun, 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 dun.
That
Yeah,
Let
was
me
yeah.
let
tough.
me see
Yeah,
See, but
AI come up with a
that was
tune
and
like
it's
it.
yeah,
that
but this is what I'm
because
saying. I
They
don't
can't.
think AI could.
AO's not coming up with
I
a
don't think
song
it could top that.
like Provider. They're not coming up with a song like that. There's too much emotion in
Nah.
a song. Like they can't come up with a song. That's why like it's things like that. It's not happening. It ain't happening. No,
It can't.
no. I'm gonna put it out there,
I feel
everyone.
like
It ain't happening.
no. There was something quite interesting, yeah, that I saw, which was this guy saying, when art back in the day, to get a good art piece, they had to be a good painter. They would use techniques like tracing and stuff like that. And they wanted to get the most photorealistic photos, but they didn't have cameras. And then cameras came along and gave you that perfect image. Well, basically the image that they were looking for, photorealism. So then you started getting works like Salvador Dali's shit, like weird looking abstract kind of stuff, like all them scream kind of pictures and whatnot. Yeah.
stuff that a camera can't do.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of birthed like a new kind of creative. And now AI can kind of do all of that sort of stuff. So it's going to force us to kind of think completely differently and come up with new creative sounds or mediums. You know what I mean? So it could be good. It could open up the door to new possibilities,
I like that.
couldn't have had
I like that,
without it.
Ro. I really like
I
that
do like that
opinion.
analogy. Yeah, it's a good analogy. I just don't know. I'm too stupid to see it, but I just don't know how they'll do that with music. Do you know what I mean?
I can't see that going down now. Like,
But
then again,
I reckon
could
it could.
I mean, maybe if we
It
fought hard
could
enough.
create music like that, but I don't think it will ever capture emotion in music because the AI can't obviously feel emotion
Yet.
And but you're right, because to an extent I think it could. Like iRobot,
Yeah.
like Sonny, he obviously didn't feel emotion. Yeah. Like he didn't. What I took from that is he didn't actually feel emotion. He just learnt emotions, and he was just like kind of playing them out. And I think he just wanted to then be a human, to actually feel emotion, to actually dream, to actually feel stuff. And I think it sent him crazy. I don't actually think he had emotions, so I don't think AI could simulate an emotion perfectly to still create something, like soulful or happy.
So something that Nvidia have announced is like so they do a thing where they can like power NPCs from like a cloud application, like AI in the cloud, and it makes it so that each NPC in a game can have different personalities, like slightly tweaked, and like you feed certain things in, and it will help for the game developers to create NPCs that match the personalities they want in their game. But I think that's really cool because like if they can crack the whole emotional side of things so that like it feels like a more realistic conversation, it just adds to that immersiveness. And I guess it kind of makes the conversation with NPCs
That more
almost endless as
interesting.
well. Like you could
Yeah.
just have AI
Because
generated
sometimes that's what you
narrative.
want. You know, like you go around like GTA or Cyberpunk or like Oblivion or even, you know, like Elder Scrolls and shit like that, and you talk to the NPCs, and it's by the time you get to the fifth NPC, you've heard the same 4 bars, and it's like
Yeah, yeah.
this is dry, man. Like there's so many people here, and I can't really interact with them unless I want to kill them, you know.
And
And it's kind of
well, then I think interesting things about that. I've always liked the feature in games where like things will change based on how you interact with NPCs and stuff as
yeah,
well. I don't know if you know, but like in Metal
like
Gear
Fable.
Solid, Fable is a very good example. The one I was
Okay,
going to make was about Metal Gear Solid, but Fable might be a better one. But in Metal Gear Solid, basically, this isn't really even AI. This is just like responsive behavior. So if you start like only headshotting enemies, um, they get bigger and better headgear. So like you need bigger guns to shoot them in the head, or they'll be able to take 2 shots, and like tranquilizer darts won't go through the helmets they've got, for example. Or
damn.
if you do things like you always shoot them in the legs, I mean, they'll start to take cover behind like boxes and stuff. So it just makes like
You
if you
have to
always
change your play
repetitively, yeah,
style.
you have to play differently
Yeah,
throughout the game. It forces you to do different things and not just like pick one meta breaking way of doing things. And
I like that.
I like that. I think the example you had with Fable was really good of how like how you treat people. If you're a good person or a bad person, like if you kill shopkeepers, if you kill like innocent civilians, the game would change and makes your character like represented evil. Like I remember
Yeah,
the whole look of your character changed, and I think it's Fable
started growing
2.
horns,
Yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah,
started like becoming more looking like a devil.
yeah,
And you know,
exactly.
you go to like let's say if you were quite evil and you go to the market, people would run away. You couldn't buy nothing. So you're
Yeah,
like, man, I can't buy nothing. So I gotta be good. And then when you're good, you get like cheap stuff like discounts.
but if you're
I
evil,
feel
you
like
just take it.
You
yeah, that's
just
what I'm
go
saying.
in there and you
It
take it.
it's the
Squander it.
incentivization of like if you're bad in the land, yeah, you do whatever you want in it. Usually in games, in it, if you're bad, you get sicker powers. Yeah, you get to do
Yeah,
more crazy
you
things.
do.
Yeah, but the
Any of you
payoff
guys played
is
Infamous?
I was just about to move
Get
on to
to it. Go on.
Infamous because
Go on, go on.
that's the game that I've got in my head where they
Yeah,
really
yeah.
worked on that system. There's actually a
Hmm.
really good video that the developers put out where they talked about how they did the good and bad system in Infamous and
Yeah.
how they fleshed it out, and it was crazy how they made that system up.
And you're
And
right. In Infamous, he got bad boy powers
bad
when he's
powers,
bad.
he's so sick. He's so sick when he's evil. I had to do 2 playthroughs. I had to do a good one. I
And
had
a
to do
bad
the
one.
bad playthrough because the bad
Yeah,
playthrough was
yeah.
just too much fun.
That
So
was my final
yeah,
save. That was my final save.
with the bad one, save.
Yeah.
The I don't know about being good and bad in games, but everybody's been there surely in GTA where for no apparent reason
You
you
just in
just
your
start
feels, isn't it?
driving. No, you just start driving normally, like
Yeah,
using
yeah,
traffic
yeah.
lights. You're like,
Let me put on a good station.
I've been driving around this town recklessly too long. I killed too many people. I'm about to follow the rules of the road. Put on Bluebird FM, get some reggae going through the freaking.
And then it's like
Uh,
some dickhead cop rams into the back of you. It's
next
like
thing
And you
boom.
get
you've got one
pissed.
star.
You're like, hey, wait a minute. Why have I got stars? You went into the
Nah,
back of
no,
me. He's like,
nah. It's,
out the
it's, it's when
car.
it's
You're
when
like,
a it's
nah.
when a Donny comes into you and it just fucks with your mood and it's like, all right, now I have to run over everyone again because why did you have to run into me?
Bro, I was on the edge. You done pushed me over the edge. Now I'm coming for you.
It's not a joke.
Or you
This
know you're
is
driving and you see this one woman. She's like, he's got my purse. You're like, don't worry, I got this. You're like chasing them down. You ever done that?
what? Try to save somebody. Try and get somebody's purse back. Then you
Yeah.
beat them up and you get stars anyway, even though you're doing the right
Nah,
thing.
nah, it don't work like that. You actually, it's like it works out, innit? Because you can get the purse back and you go back to the lady and they give you some cash.
I swear that I've never
It's
seen
kind of
that in
whack, but
GTA. Yeah,
you know, you're
yeah, and then
driving
you kill
along,
her
you're being a
after you get the
citizen.
cash.
Yeah, exactly. So you're being a good citizen, you're driving along at the speed limit, which gives you time to see the robberies happening. So then you can
do,
be the good citizen.
do you know what? It's funny as well. Wow, that's a really good point as well about actually doing little things in GTA that's not the usual norm that well, a lot of people do in the game, which is like drive around and
Pick
shoot
up
and shit.
prostitutes.
I know. I don't know one of them things there. Did you? I don't know if you heard the two biggest roleplay servers got brought out by Rockstar. Don't know if you heard that news. Like both of you,
For
the
real.
two biggest roleplay servers brought
No, I
out by
didn't hear that.
Rockstar. Rockstar
They
brought them
bought
out.
them.
Brought them out. Both teams are working for Rockstar now.
Do they have any date or like information on how much that was?
We don't know how much it was for the acquisition, but I know Rockstar are now going to be integrating roleplay stuff into GTA's new online when 6 comes out.
Oh, that's
Flipping
sick. That's
give me
sick.
that, because I've been waiting for this kind of stuff. I've been waiting.
gonna be
I was
hard.
hoping they would do this, man.
It's going to be hard still because then you don't have to buy a server. Like you don't have to buy into a server no more.
You can just join a server, and like Tyler was saying, you know how the game could change. Like I want a game that changes. So if everyone's just going around causing havoc, I want the buildings to be derelict. I want them to be destroyed, you know. But then if everyone's making money and they got like nightclubs or whatever it is, then the place looks good, and there's like obviously limos and nice cars and flashy apartments.
No, but you should have different areas based on how much money you're making. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like obviously you can't. I suppose you couldn't run
I
down
want to
the
be in the
high
top
end
1%
area.
looking down from the top.
The
You know what I'm saying? Looking
top
down.
tower.
I'm looking to be in the mud. I'm looking to be just running around, just driving fast whips everywhere. Like,
You know what?
I might,
So weird you say that.
I might join the police. Just
It's weird you say
fucking
that because
nigga.
sometimes
Hey.
I want to be that guy. I want to be down in the dumps, bro. I want to be like, in the slanging that dope. But then I want to be also the CEO. I don't know. GTA is good for
For
that.
real.
I'd want to be.
I
I'd
hope
want to
they
be
bring
doing
out
big
them.
heists. I'd be licking off heists. Fam.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but it's
Getting
I don't
to
know,
it.
Imagine, but imagine people. The way it works in the roleplay thing is people actually get jobs in places and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah. It's gonna be
you could rob a
interesting how
restaurant,
it
like,
all
imagine
works
people
out.
work there and
I am not getting a job. Imagine finishing work at 5 p.m., going home and playing a game.
yeah,
at
but
work.
imagine you're gonna need. Imagine you ain't got enough money for a gun. First of all, you're gonna have to work a normal job. Get that gun.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna
What you-
rob that. What do you mean,
You're gonna
bro?
rob a
It's
gun with
GTA.
no gun. What the hell? That's not
You never-
realistic, bro. Come on.
Yes, it is realistic.
If,
You know
it
where
should
the
be
guns
realistic
are.
if you try and rob a gun off somebody, then they just lick you up. That's
Nah,
it.
what you do, is because we know where, mate. We know where the Vatos are. We know where those Mexicans are. We go to there. We go down those street alleys.
Lick
Just
one
like
of them up.
just walk by. Just no, you know what? Now you got the gun.
First of all, you got to pay for some boxing lessons, yeah, so that you can lick a man down without.
No.
Shaolin.
You learn boxing on the streets. What do
Oh,
you mean?
I don't know.
I'm
in
saying
the top 1%. I don't
sidewalk,
know
side
what's
talk,
going
man.
on.
Tyler's the one that sets up the gigs, and then me and Tyrell are just down there like whipping. He's like, "Yo,
I'm Leicester,
got-
yeah.
he's like
I'm
this.
Leicester.
yeah." Tyler is left in it. He's like, "I got a job for you."
Oh, yo, was calling
And
his
you
shots
two are
from the
like those-
laptop.
Listen, no, you two are like the two Donnies in fucking You Got Served. You know who? Oh, the big guy. the
What
money.
do you mean, bro?
You know what I'm about.
No,
No,
you're not gonna do it. No, you're not gonna do me around like that. You know about me.
Nah.
Marcus Houston and
I'm-
Amarion. No.
Yeah. And you're a Marion, Tyrell.
If heaven was a mile away,
Heaven was another way.
we're gonna do that for Little Saint. Yo, rest in peace,
Which
Little
makes-
Saint, man.
Which
should've
makes
been
me
there,
Emerald,
man.
bro. End of the day. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But no, I mean the way AI works in games in a minute is crazy. Even things like the game Dead Space.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's quite an older
That's
game,
generative,
but
isn't it?
it uses AI to like maximize the level of horror in the game. So it kind of starts to understand what scares you the most. I don't know exactly how it works, but it like knows what scares you the most, and will use that to scare you in the future, which is kind of terrifying. That they would want to develop AI just to give you as many jump scares as possible.
That is
Dead Space. That is Dead Space. To
Good
be
for horror
honest.
game. That's what you want, isn't it?
Well, definitely, but then it kind of got me thinking, yeah. Because imagine a game kind of like The Sims, yeah, where Okay, you play The Sims anyway. People get sucked into The Sims for a long time. I'm not saying that I play The
Wait a
Sims
minute,
or
because
any
if
of you
we're
man play The
if
Sims,
we're
but
thinking the same thing, right? If you're about to say what I actually think about this, this is
well,
going to be mad. Go on, carry on.
so imagine a game like The Sims, yeah. So it watches the way you play. So the game is completely AI generated, yeah. It sees what you interact with, and it's like, okay, oh, he likes shopping for new things in the yard. Let me generate a bunch of shops where he can go shopping, and then I'll drop a leaflet or bring up a notification on his screen to let him know that these new shops are being built. So the game can generate content based on what you like to do in the game, and at an infinite rate, just using resources from online. So like there's always something
Jesus
fresh
Christ,
and new for you to
that's
check out.
crazy.
Imagine, like, that's kind of a scary future, because the game like that could keep
And
you
then,
hooked in
yeah,
for a
and then
long
what's happening?
long period of time.
You're playing your like this life in AI, and what if the AI becomes so like sentient? It's like when you're not playing the game, it's playing itself.
Well, but the thing is, like, the world just keeps going. Like, I guess it would be that's an online game though, right?
And if it's
That's that's
playing
uh,
itself,
that's dangerous. We're getting into dangerous
is that
territory
real
with that.
life? Are we in a simulation? Are we just a simulation of The Sims?
Well, Elon thinks we're in a simulation, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
But it's imagine. I think that that's how like the future of games will be, where like the narratives kind of AI based on the things that you've interacted with. It will generate
yeah.
new stories, and games don't ever have to end if
I
AI
would
generates
be
them.
very excited for AI characters because
Well, there's
just
something they're
having
working on as
conversations.
well, because think of things like, Cortana in Halo.
Yeah,
Could you imagine, like, this is something they're working on? It's called like AI co-pilots. So it's something that's like a friend in the game that follows you around. Think of like a Siri that is with
yeah,
you, following you around in the game. Microsoft are developing something like that at the minute. They're testing it on Minecraft at the moment. So like you can say to it, "What should I do?" and it will give you a task, or you can be like, "Give me a challenge," and it will say, "Build like a church." And then it just kind of it watches what you've done in the past and suggests things that it thinks that you would enjoy. But also, if you had a question like, how can I build a redstone contraption that does this, it can give you a tutorial in game. So that's like the next, also another level of how AI in games can develop to make the
I think
playing
I think that's a
experience more
really
interesting.
that's a nice application of AI in gaming. I think that's cool because that will help people out in
that is
games.
quite nice.
Like,
I
yeah,
think it would
there's
be
like it's like
dope,
assistive.
if it didn't, yeah, like if it didn't give you the answer. Let's say you just started the game and you ask that question, your assistant is not going to know because you don't know that knowledge. Why would your assistant know that knowledge? I feel like it would have a better like understanding. So maybe you could have like certain crystals that gave it knowledge, or like a place where it could go and upload some data and download data to get information. Because just giving the information away defeats the whole purpose of Minecraft.
Yeah, but then
Is
it
just
can
figuring stuff
say
out.
if it was, if it said to you, it started off basic and it was like, this is what I want to do. You're like, I want to build like an automatic farm, right? The game
Yeah.
could be like, well, first of all, we're gonna need to collect. Um, we'll need redstone. To get redstone, we're gonna need a pickaxe. So it breaks it down into kind of like steps for you, and helps you to come up with a path to work towards that.
Yeah, that makes more
Because I
sense.
think it's obviously it doesn't want to just give you all the stuff and be like, ah, this is this, this is this, but I think it's interesting because it would be like your own little Siri in a game, right? I think that Cortana in Halo is like a good example of this, or like the little
That's quite advanced
robot
there.
in Portal.
Those are very advanced AI
Well,
there.
yeah, but that is really the, like, even that in Ark, when you've got the little metal ball that follows you around. That's
Yeah.
how I imagine these like little AI co-pilots to be, but it could be anything. Like even like in what's The Last of Us. So like Ellie, the little girl that like follows you around or whatever. Like imagine if she was AI generated and like could do things if you asked her to. Like, can you go and just like forage some food,
Well,
whatever?
Sons
And
of the Forest, they have that character that you can go and tell to do stuff.
yeah,
So I suppose
so
if that was AI, it would be a lot better.
if it like worked by itself. You know what I mean? But
Or because he's you don't actually speak in the game, so they've come up with this neat trick where you just write it on a piece of paper and show him because he's lost his hearing, he's like deaf. So that's how they get around not speaking in game. But you just show him on a piece of paper. But it'd be cool if it was AI. He could have ears, and you could just like say what you wanted, like type it out, and then he'd do what you asked him, like go and cut wood and then build a chair. And he's like, all right.
and he breaks down and steps himself and goes and does it. But yeah, I mean, other things like like map generation as well. Like, say
Yeah,
if they
100%.
find that you like to be the kind of person who likes to explore these massive caves in Minecraft, like big ravines, then they could focus more on building big, like dungeon-esque ravines for you. And
But I find that's really restrictive as well, because when we think about marketing, if you spend a lot of time being funneled all of these adverts for stuff that you like, eventually you'll never find anything new. It's only going to show you boring shit that you fucking are supposedly interested in.
yeah, and then maybe
And then it gets to the point
the
where
way
they
you
have to
talk
listen to you
yeah,
in
yeah,
order to
yeah.
get what you actually want. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like, well, I don't want to play a game where they're just watching me play the game. I don't want that. I
Well,
want to just play the
well,
game.
well.
Just
One
give
one
me
thing
some
that
AI characters that I can chat to.
one thing that I had a thought about was that I know you lot said about AI generation of like worlds and like games and stuff and like storylines. What do you think about procedurally generated? Because that is a thing now that is kind of similar to what
It is, yeah.
is what AI generation would be, but I know it would be much more intelligent. Now I'm thinking procedural generation doesn't cost a lot of processing power depending on what game you're really making. So it doesn't cost a lot
It's
because it's
completely
kind of like
random though, like procedural
yeah, it's like
generation.
yeah. I guess it's because it's random. It's using a seed. You can obviously then copy the seed and use that
With
seed. Then
AI, you could train it to not make it so random.
To make it
yeah,
be more
You could make it random at
unique
the
to
start,
you, or
so then
like
it would
tailored
know
to you.
which
I,
things you like to go towards, and then it would just build more of
I,
that.
I think with AI it would probably be more like iterative. Like it would probably
Yeah,
be more like layers, like building on top of stuff.
yeah,
So
100%.
if it got to a point where you're like, I don't really like how much this is generated, I feel like it would be good to actually even maybe go a few steps back as well. That would be a cool thing to consider as well. Because what if it just gets too far for you and you're just like, what do I do? Start again? Like,
Well, I guess if it was a map, you would be able to go back, wouldn't you?
And they'll probably recognize like your behavior of going back towards like your home, that you are finished with this activity, and it would
Yeah.
be, do you know what I mean? There'd probably be like percentage chances for certain things to spawn around.
And like, say if you was to build a home in a particular area, like let's say the grassy area, and every time you went back there to be safe, then it would know that if it was building like a grassy area, it would know that you would find that area safe. Or it'd be like, oh, this is a dangerous area. Let's build like a nice safe area for them to be. And I'll make it grass.
but
Because that's
would
what they
it become
associate.
too
Say for
predictive for the
well,
gamer?
well, no, I think
No, I
that
don't think so.
because imagine like things like you start climbing the nearest mountain to you, so it starts putting more mountains behind it. Do you know what I mean? Like, but then it knows like, oh, a mountain can only take up this much space. Like, it shouldn't take up too much of the map, etc. But then if it's AI generated, there has to be there could be no limits to it. The problem with is it's just getting around, I suppose. But no, I mean, could go on forever.
It is. It's
The
that's
game
it's
that
it's
the game
it's
that never
a
ends.
it's a really interesting point because like I feel like there's some people that are like there was a game that was trying to do that before. I don't know if you've heard of it. It was called Dream World. They was basically trying to say it's the game that's going to be everything. They were talking about like million players on a server. Obviously, that's bullshit. No one's ever going to ever able to achieve that. They said they were going to achieve it by doing peer to peer. Everyone. I don't know how they were going to achieve that shit.
Yeah, right.
Like with a million
On
players. Like
Tyrell's
how's
connection.
everyone's? With about to say on my internet in this economy. Like, come on now. Like, I was just like, oh, what kind of million player server we're gonna have for that? it wouldn't work.
It's like, oh
It
yeah,
would
yeah.
not work.
It's just connect. It's just connecting. It's just connecting.
It just
Honestly,
wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work at all. Like,
you got to
and
start
yeah,
small. You got to say like 1,000. That's a big number still.
I
And then
remember
maybe
when
they
it was
want
getting
they
like,
wanted
I
they
think
wanted
it
that
was
to be a
Mag. Did you
MMO.
ever hear the
Mag, yo, that was like 124 players in one game.
when it? Yeah, wasn't it like three? I thought it's 300 versus 300.
Mag was more than that.
I think,
Mag got to PlayStation.
yeah, maybe they increased it.
256 players, 128 in each on each side.
That's it, 128 each side. Yeah.
That was huge. I remember when that came
That
out,
was
and I was
huge.
like, "How the hell have they got this many people in a game?"
Yeah,
And there were squads as well, like little squadrons. That was
yeah. I remember Mag still. Mag was mad.
yeah, Mag
Oh,
was decent.
damn, all the servers.
That's how I
were shut
imagine like
down.
the best like. That's how like Battlefield is kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Where like you have these massive fights, but then inside of that massive fight, there's these like smaller pockets of battles that are going on, and I like the idea of that a war zone like that, kind of like what BattleBit does, I suppose. Like we spoke about that in the last episode, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super
Yo,
interesting.
PlayStation had no business creating an MMO like this.
Creating an MMO.
Yeah, Mag's basically a massive multiplayer online shooter. Like, why were they making that for the PlayStation 3? PlayStation 3 had ass internet. That online was terrible. Even I said Xbox
It
Live
was,
better.
bro. Did you ever play it? It?
I tried to play Mag. You think I could get in a game?
Yep. Yeah, bro, it was crusty. If you got to play the full game, yeah, I don't know. You must have been on some fucking crazy ass internet. That's
Crazy
some
internet back then.
Because there's no way in the middle of a battle. Say there's like 30 people. It's impossible. You don't know what the fuck's going on.
The internet on the PlayStation 3 was fucking dreadful. I mean,
Garbage,
I remember
bro.
like my Wi-Fi being connected to it, and then you'd get that fucking security error sometimes. I don't know if you ever had that, and it would just not connect to your Wi-Fi for
and
no
you're like,
apparent
what the?
reason.
Even with the Ethernet, you plug the Ethernet in there, yeah, it would just drop out.
And why was it not a regular Ethernet cable that went into that PlayStation 3? They had some
little
next
tiny square
design,
thing.
and there was no need for it. Everybody else was
No
using
need.
a regular Ethernet cable in the house.
No need.
Why have I got to buy this
crusty.
one specific
Crusty, bro.
lead, bro? Like, I
You
hate
like playing Call of
game
Duty
consoles that
4,
do
yeah.
that shit. Like, you know,
And it's just
even
you know the thing where it's like the plug comes out. It's like
the other one, Rao, yeah, is this is going back, but do you remember the trading cables for the Game Boy Colors and the Game Boy
oh
Advance?
my days, bro.
Why
There was what
unique cable that no
that's
other device in the
Nintendo.
world can-
Nintendo was still on. They're still on that
They had
bullshit
the-
today.
Yeah,
Why is
yeah,
Nintendo's
yeah.
controllers never actually worked on any other Nintendo device? Like
It's-
every controller
it's
is different for
flame.
Nintendo. Like
Yeah.
I can use my
game was
PlayStation
one,
4 controller still on a PlayStation 5. But I couldn't use a Switch controller I couldn't use a Wii U controller on a fucking Switch. That's just Nintendo.
I actually think you can use a Wii controller on a Switch.
For real.
Yeah, I feel like you can.
It's a damn revelation to me. I know.
Connection.
I know you can use a GameCube controller, but you have to get an adapter for it.
Yeah, you're right.
But I wish that all these games companies just agreed on one connection. You know, let me use my GameCube controller on my PlayStation. Let me use my Xbox controller.
Never gonna let that. They're never gonna let that shit fly.
Imagine. I want to use my PlayStation controller for the
Because
TV.
they're too worried about competition instead of friggin' actual user ease of use. They don't want to make it easy for you. They want to make it so you have to spend money with them if you want to play their consoles. You know what I mean?
And it's wild.
Or use their
the wrong
peripherals.
idea, man.
Yeah. Apple
the
are
wrong
notorious
idea.
for that.
Well, I don't know. Apple's been pretty good, I think, with letting you use like the PlayStation controller with the iPhone.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about devices in terms
the cables.
They just made up a cable. They actually made one, innit? Like they
They're
didn't
like,
use a weird
hold up,
one.
wait a minute. Everybody else using USB-C.
They didn't go, oh,
Lightning cable. Come
we
on.
need some sort of specific cable that's already made. No. We'll just make our own, innit? But now they're
I'm glad
moving
that
to
now they're
USB
using the
C, innit?
USB-Cs. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad they're switching up to that. But
The
wireless
lightning
charging is where
cables.
it's at anyway, bro. Like, facts.
Is it though? Because
Yeah,
I feel
wireless
like
charging. Yeah,
So
it's pretty tough still.
it's dope.
It's pretty tough. Yeah,
I
it's
yeah,
pretty
it is
tough.
dope. I use it, but it's like, is it the future?
well,
Fully
I don't see
wireless
why not.
charging is like I'm talking about. I don't need to put it on a pressure plate. I
That's
could
why you're
just be
getting cancer and shit. Just
yeah,
because
bro. We're getting that shit already. Look at
your
me. I'm
muscles getting
covered.
charged up.
I'm literally surrounded by tech right now. I'm being blasted every single day.
What I say, it's like
So are you.
literally
So
this light source right here is probably mashing me up right now. I don't know what type of light source this is. I don't know where I got
I
this
think I need to
ring
put
light from. It's mashing me up
I
though.
think they call it blue light. Is that what
I
they
need to
call
put
it?
some sun cream on before the next episode because I'm catching a tan. That's what I know. It's too sunlight.
Honestly, man, give me that fully wireless charging. Just fuck me up. Just hurry up, innit? Just get to
Fuck
the
me
tech
Well,
up,
bits.
fam.
Just kills us.
there's like a wireless charging mouse mat that like covers your desk and like
Yeah, I seen that. That's
for
dope.
a mouse that is wirelessly charging. So like the mouse is just constantly charging while it's being used because the whole mouse mat is wireless charging. I think that's pretty cool.
That's
But
cool. Until you
I
start
can't.
getting tumors in your hand.
But I think like in terms of AI, like that was most of my points I had on games. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on in other areas as well, like social media with AI.
Yeah, yeah, there is.
Uh, there's a lot going on with X, right?
Yeah, I
Which
mean,
is
like,
Twitter, by
well,
the way. That's not even that's not
yeah, I
confirmed.
mean, yeah, Twitter, still Twitter to us. Don't know what Elon is even up to. Don't know what he's doing. He's just destroying the platform, in my opinion. I don't know how everyone else feels about it, but he's destroying the platform. Doing a lot of
Do
heinous
you
shit.
think it was? Do you think it's purposeful, or he
Yes,
just? Oh, okay.
I think he's doing it because he knows he can't recoup the money he spent on Twitter. That's what I
So
think
he's just kind
anyway.
of
At the
throwing all
moment,
his toys out the pram.
a little bit, yeah. He had to borrow a lot to actually buy Twitter out. So I think a lot of people are like, he's looking to either gut the company or make it profitable as quick as he can and then sell it again. But I don't really know what he's trying to do now because, as I said, with X, they've swapped names. You know, Twitter's no longer apparently. And now we're going over to X, and then the whole platform they want to go to a more AI driven you know, kind of system. Whereas it was almost like that anyway, but more in regards of like how YouTube are dealing with things, an algorithm, like essentially, it's not really AI driven, not in my opinion. It's going to be stuff that are going to be able to capture, like real time reports, capture people doing things on the platform and highlight them. I think it's already been happening. So, for example, if you make a tweet that is suggested to be maybe a little bit on the side of either harmful or is not something of what Twitter agrees with their guideline or is on the cusp of their guidelines,
You
they
can get the
highlight that
maddest
tweet.
porn on Twitter.
They highlight that's what I'm saying. Like it's mad. It's mad how there's so much like from what I feel like more crazy shit on the platform now more than ever. But there's been more guidelines been put in place and people can do X, Y, Z, and if you're subscribed to X premium, you could do such and you've got such power. And I'm just like, well, the platform doesn't really seem to have cleaned up like how Elon said it was going to. And
Yeah,
I don't really see how
keeps
the
going
AI
up.
implication has really helped anybody. That is, for me, it's just like highlighting people's tweets. Like it highlighted one of Jamie's tweets the other day. And it wasn't even anything mad. I think he was just saying like something like "suck your mom, dickhead" or something like that. Like you know what Jamie's like sometimes. He was
Yeah,
talking
but
about
all
Street
of his
Fighter.
tweets are like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like all of his tweets are like that, but they were like, "Are you sure you want to tweet this? You can edit this before you tweet it out." And I was like, "That's mad."
It's like if you're AI, look at my past tweets, yeah, and see what I've been saying. It's cool.
Exactly.
Post that shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if it's more of a case now. He's trying to basically just drive people away from the platform as much as he can, and then the platform's dead in it, and then we just move on. I guess
He done killed Twitter.
he's not going to
Mad
kill it
guy.
though. He can't kill it. Like, it's just not something that can be killed so easily. But
You know, do you think if it was, let's say someone was to buy X back and change it, to Twitter again, do you think people would come back?
See, the thing is, like, people thought that was going to be the case when, like, they said they were going to revive Vine and stuff, and yeah, everyone kind of got a little
Bro,
bit like
yeah,
happy
but
about it.
TikTok came along and just absolutely done off the dance.
TikTok did come along and kind of like get rid of it, and kind of blew out the water because it was much more than Vine. Vine was 6 seconds in it. Like TikTok is much more
But
than
that,
that.
let's be
So
honest, correct me if I'm wrong, 6 seconds was the perfect amount of time. That's all you needed.
We
Some of
it
the
we
was.
used to squeeze
greatest
a
memes,
lot of stuff into 6 seconds.
some of the greatest videos and memes came from 6 second vines. Some of them weren't even 6 seconds. That's what's even crazier. There were vines on there that were 3 seconds long that are some of the greatest memes in history.
But some people figured out how to hack it as well and could put longer vines on. I don't know if you remember that, but there were some people that had vines that were longer than 6 seconds, and people that figured out how to upload videos to Vine because you
Yeah, you
used to
could
just be
watch
able to
films on
record
there.
it by doing the friggin' tap to record, like your seconds. That's how it worked. You had to tap and hold down the screen, didn't you, to
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you
record?
did Vine. Yeah.
But there was no upload option. But people could, like, people knew how to edit videos and like upload them to Vine. I never figured out how to do that, but
No, but
people
you
are
could
always
watch
going to
films on
find
there.
hacks for the system.
Yeah, you're gonna
Because
always, and that's
That's
the beauty
fine.
of the internet, isn't it? That's that's
Yeah, yeah.
that's that's why that's why I feel
That's
like
bootleg, bro. That's
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 bootleg.
exactly what we're talking about,
this
fam.
is what we're here for, and that's why I feel like AI is it's hard. It's hard because it's something that I feel like we probably would like to use as an application, but also it could be very, very like harmful to the things that we hold like close to us
Yeah.
as well, like music and games and film and TV. It's going to affect those things, and it's happening already. Like the film and TV industry, they're already trying to get rid of every writer and actor. They don't care no more. They're just like, hey yo, we're AI and all of you, man. Like it don't matter no more. Like we don't
Have you
care.
seen
Like we
the
like
newest Black Mirror season
yeah. I said that exact episode with the Netflix show. That is exactly
with the
where it's
Netflix
heading.
show about your life? And it's like, yeah, that's fucked.
It's fucked. It's
I just
fucked.
think, in this time, we need creatives to just learn about AI. Get involved, yeah, and learn how to make your own models, how to make your own AI bots so that you can use them the same way that these companies want to use them and just get hired to do the job that they're trying to fucking fire you over, innit?
Yeah, take over the world. Build your own little world domination AI.
No, not even that. I'm just saying, like, if you're a writer and you're pissed that AI is going to take your job, yeah, then learn how to utilize it and turn it into another you, and then go back to the company and be like, look, I'll do your AI. Look at this AI. It's me 2.0. It's better than it's ever going to be. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
use it. Same way with music, same way with art.
Yeah.
I think if you're an artist, like, don't get bummed that these AI art, like generative art models, are gonna fuck up your concept art. Don't. You could generate millions of sketches in seconds, isn't it? Like,
And then just pick the
use
best
that to your
ones to make
advantage. Yeah,
into real
exactly,
songs.
bro. Like, add your touch to it.
I think that's
If
that's
That's
you're
what I think.
really
that's
special, you'll survive.
that's one of
Exactly.
the obviously the key problems in it with like AI like applications with like any medium at the moment is how people feel about it and how people view the value of things like can as much value be put on something that has been partly AI generated or even fully AI generated. What's to say that what's the value of an AI generated thing? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Like because at the end of the day, it's just
I
machine.
get where you're
Like
coming from. I get where you're coming from. I think, the more you feed into the AI, the more it becomes what you want it to be. So if you have wacky ideas, you're gonna get a wacky AI in it. But if you don't know how to train it, or you don't know how to speak with it, then it's just gonna be a dead AI. You might as well just do it yourself. You know.
fair enough.
But
But then,
uh,
but
I
then
think
again, I suppose it's like,
it takes thousands and thousands and thousands of hours to train an AI. That's why it's better just to use
But
these
it
like.
takes thousands and thousands of hours to train yourself. So you've already got thousands of hours of experience to give that AI, and
Well, yeah, but I think that I've watched some videos on like AI training and how they'll do like millions of hours in like 2 hours, because what they'll do is they'll run it in like 1,000 simultaneous simulations, or 10,000, 100,000
yeah.
simultaneous simulations. And that's why it's best just to
But
use these
that's when
bigger
you're
pools.
really,
Do you know what I mean? Like where people have, like, for example, like say if Siri was open source and everybody had access to like, even Siri's like, yeah, sure, it is AI, but I feel like it's not AI,
no,
because
it's not.
like
Nah,
it
Siri's
just
not.
kind of
No, yeah, it's not AI.
responds.
It's just a
It's
voice
a
assistant.
responsive assistant.
It's like a responsive tool. Yeah, it's a voice assistant, but there's like, if for example you hadn't set your alarm and Siri was like, do you want me to set your alarm just like for XYZ time? You already get notifications, but like they could make it more personable and be like your assistant is kind of
Yeah,
suggesting that
that
kind
would
of
be
thing.
dope.
Do you know what I mean? Like that would be interesting. Like, do you have work this week? No, I'm on holiday until the 14th. Okay, we'll
I'll
put
make
all of
sure your
your
alarm doesn't go
alarms
off.
don't go
Yeah,
off until XYZ.
10.
Do you know what I mean? Like
That's
No,
that's.
that's all right. 9 a.m. is cool. All right,
I
fine.
feel
I'll do
like
9 a.m.
that's where
Yeah,
they
that'd be
wanted.
sick.
That's where they wanted the application of like AI. Well, it needs to like voice assistant like Siri, going back to the point even of the the co-pilot as well in Minecraft. I think that's where they wanted AI in that way of life to go. So you've got somebody, I guess, in your
Yeah,
ear, or like will help
that
you
would be
around your
sick.
house, like which will be like a smart home as well. They all want to lead to there. You've got Alexa in your house already. They're already priming everyone for it, like to have some type
Yeah,
of
with
assistant in life.
something like my idea of the perfect assistant would be someone like Jarvis
mm,
from Iron Man,
Jarvis would be lit.
Yeah, because he's
Because
super
like an
intelligent
evil
and he
person.
knows his shit
he's
and he's got
he's
personality.
almost sentient. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and he's even like a little bit sneaky. He's like like the missus is on the way up. Like, should I turn this up? He's like, oh yeah, yeah. Like that's an assistant. He's like, oh, he's got my back, bro.
but then by the same stretch, he's talking to your missus and like, he's up there doing X, Y, Z. Oh
I was
No,
say,
no, no.
what around? She probably has her own assistant as well, though. Like,
Yeah, probably. And they're probably dating too.
The next
In the
day,
little AI world, they're just dating.
the next day, your girlfriend's assistant goes and tells her some stuff because your AI has been pillow
Been a
talking,
bastard. Yeah, yeah.
been pillow talking
I'm
about
like,
the things
yo,
you've been up to.
how'd they find out about that? Oh, we had a rough night last night. It's like,
like
I
what?
said, stop dating her, bro. Like, you're gonna get us in trouble. That would
Uh,
be joke.
Well, that's some scary thoughts for the future today, man. Some scary, scary thoughts, and excited, but we really are living in a Black Mirror world right now, and I'm
Yeah,
interested to see how it's all going to develop, and what life is going to turn out like.
obviously.
Let's end this episode with one prediction for the future, and let's say
How?
in
What? Where are we saying the 20 years?
2050,
Oh,
2050,
2050.
2050.
So what? We're
It's not that
saying like
far away, but
27 years.
think about how different life was in 2020. Sorry, in 2000 compared to how it is now.
So 27 years. That's
Basically,
almost
how
my
old we
age.
are. It's
It's
basically how
almost
old
my
we are.
age. Yeah. So,
And life has changed a lot since
bro,
boombox
it's
Walkman
changed
days.
drastically. We're talking like we've gone from Nokia 5210 to like a
5210,
computer
3210.
3210. Sorry, in your pocket, like a computer in your pocket, bro. Like we didn't have these crazy screens, and we've got millions of them now.
It's mad. It's mad to think that like we was playing like PC games and shit that were just dead. Nah, games have just got to this level.
We're not talking these. sick PC games. We're talking the dead PC games. Like they were obviously sick, but I'm talking like in today's standard of games, they're doo doo.
But when you looked at them back then, they looked so real.
I know, bro. It baffles me that when I looked at the trees and the grass in them games, I saw trees and grass. But if I was to look at them now, yeah, I'm like, what is all this blocky mess, bro? Like, how did I
They're
see
like,
anything?
yo, where can I turn the graphics up in the settings?
Like, wait, this is like
Oh yeah,
32
they're using
bit.
the Minecraft model.
Yeah, we dash some
Yeah, man.
Minecraft got
anti-aliasing
better
on
Flat
this.
graphics than some of
textures.
them games.
Those flat textures that are just repeated to like make like a stone or like grass or something. So I'm gonna say in 27 years, in 2050, I have one prediction for the future. I think we'll have um like actual holograms, like used in like every day. So not just, you know, like maybe cool concerts and stuff. I'm talking like we'll have holograms as like as a
In shop
staple thing
fronts,
in
stuff like
shops.
that.
Yeah, like, you know, as AI, even maybe like you can chat to them in information desks, but they'll be holograms, I reckon.
That would be mad. It's just really putting a visualization to a voice assistant. So I mean, I can't see why that would be too far off. The thing I foresee is like self-driving taxis.
Oh yeah, bro, that's like five
So
years. We're
like,
talking 27 years
so
because
like you get an Uber and no one's driving it, and it just takes you to
that's
where
already
you need
happening.
to be, and that's that. Like, but that should be like an everyday thing by then.
But
Self-driving taxis, probably even self-driving cars. Like at that point, where
I
I
everybody
was gonna
can
say
actually,
just
self-driving whips
I
probably more
actually
so.
believe that's going to happen way earlier.
Well, I think it could happen earlier. Like it will be a thing, but the price point will make it so that it won't be too common. Do you know what I mean? It will be just like in
I
cities and
don't
stuff
know,
like
man.
that. But then, like, you have to think how long it takes for that kind of technology to then filter down to smaller towns. So, like, places like Rugby have things like that. Do you get what I'm saying?
But if you
Fair
think
enough.
about it this way, they've already done like, you know, the ULEZ. This is a different topic for another day, but they got ULEZ. Obviously, they're trying to extend that in London so that it's like the low emissions driving around sort of shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So they've obviously got it in Birmingham, big cities. So they're trying to increase it so that less people are driving around the city. So that's only going to speed up the process of self-driving cars in and around built-up areas because more people are going to
That's a
be
good
switching to
point.
electric cars.
I didn't even really think
So
about
But
that.
then
now,
but then imagine they also have self-driving only zones
yeah,
where
but that's what I think it should be in cities. Yeah, it should be completely autonomous, and then outside, you know, motorways, whatever it is, um, like just you drive it yourself. Because if you think about the network that these computers are going to be on, these cars will be able to drive around a city in the most efficient way that you could ever imagine.
won't even need traffic lights.
Yeah, you won't.
Well, except
It'll
for
say to you,
then they
you're
build like
coming into a
crossings
self-driving
under the
area, and
roads
then,
kind
but
of things.
what'd you say?
Crossings get moved to underneath the roads so that the cars never have to stop. And then
Yeah, but
I
you don't
mean,
need to put them under roads. You can just build slight, like lowered roadways, so the roads are actually slightly lowered, and you could just have the walkways over the top. Like cars don't generally need to be on the. They shouldn't take up the space.
yeah, and there shouldn't be
People
big
should.
lorries in
Yeah,
those big city areas
yeah,
anyway.
that's what I was gonna say. I was like,
yeah,
where's the
maybe.
people? Where the people them gonna go? Like, but yeah, you can make walkways over the where they're driving. That's a good point, to be honest.
Yeah, man. I think we should give the floor back to the foot dems and the bicycles and the and those kind of modes of transport.
And what about you, Taro?
27 years. Um, yeah, I think we're just gonna see a lot more application of it just in all mediums, like film, music. It's just gonna become a lot more common, like
What's that
reviving.
AI?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, AI just reviving, using that to revive old film stars and musicians we haven't heard from, and people utilizing the rights of those voices, because let's be honest, like next 27 years, we're going to have some greats probably pass away, unfortunately. Now, when music rights and all that kind of stuff gets passed down, and film rights and the rights to people's faces, that kind of stuff is already up for grabs. So we know that's going to get utilized, and you know it's probably just going to become more common. I can only see it happening. It's Hollywood would just do what they want in it, like, and just set
they will.
standard for it.
Are you telling me I might always be able to see new Morgan Freeman films? Fresh
Possibly.
Denzels.
Yeah, possibly.
And
If
you'd
that
be
is
able
something
to
that's
see
happening.
him at different stages as well, like old, young,
Yeah.
whatnot.
Wow. Yeah, that as well. Like, even
But I
thinking
think
about age.
that should only really happen if the celebrity themselves have agreed to sell their likeness once they pass away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree to that as well. But then it's mad, because what if, say, for example, a film star or something, like, it's a new clause now in contracts where if they die while filming, we have the right to just do whatever in it. Like, finish the
For
film
instance,
however you
like
want. You ain't
Paul
got no
Walker.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, for instance, Paul Walker obviously tragically passed away during the filming. So, like, do you think they'd be like, all right, boom, we can just now create Paul Walker the way we want?
They'd have had mad Paul Walker spin-offs just with just him in the film.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know about that.
Oh.
But obviously, if they agree to it, then it's whatever. There'll be
Yeah.
clauses in there.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff, but that's probably what I would see.
Sex tapes, though, my god. Wait,
Jesus Christ.
This Donnie, you know.
What, you don't want to see what, Morgan Freeman and Margot Robbie?
Young Morgan Freeman and prime Margot Robbie.
Fam, what, yo, I don't know what kind of combination that is here. But we're locking it off. We're locking it off.
2050, it couldn't come any sooner.
You're wrong. And on that note, I
say on that note, yeah, I just want to say, everyone, this is a sick man over here. Yeah, me and Rao don't agree with this sick man's views. Okay,
yeah,
I don't know what side he is to me. We don't agree.
Yeah. After that comment, he's banished for a few days. Right.
The need for come for you.
AI, everybody. Bro.
See you in the next one.